While many of us are engrossed in social media or absorbed in the latest celebrity gossip, millions of people worldwide are quietly battling hunger. It's a crisis of immense proportions, yet it often goes unnoticed amidst the distractions of celebrity lives dominating headlines. The United Nations World Food Programme warns of an unprecedented food crisis, urging us to shift our attention to the pressing issues at hand. This video isn't a miraculous solution to our world's troubles, but every positive change starts with a small action, and yours began when you hit play. Now, let's delve into the grim reality. War, economic instability, extreme weather, and soaring fertilizer costs are converging to ignite a catastrophic food crisis. More than 750 million individuals are grappling with chronic hunger, enduring relentless pangs of starvation. To put it into perspective, that's more than twice the population of the United States. In regions like Sudan, widespread starvation is a harsh reality, exacerbated by ongoing conflicts, hindering aid distribution. Unfortunately, there's no foreseeable end in sight. Global hunger has been escalating for nearly a decade, and now, food supplies are dwindling even further. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a thumbs up down below. We appreciate your support. Reports indicate that the global rice shortage is worsening, adding to the challenges faced by vulnerable communities worldwide. As conflict erupts in the Middle East, disruptions in the international rice trade are imminent due to surging shipping costs and diminishing supplies. India, the largest rice exporter globally, faces a multitude of challenges in its rice sector, from policy uncertainties to domestic price hikes, exacerbating the crisis. The Israel-Gaza conflict has further escalated shipping costs globally, compounding a nightmare for those reliant on rice as a staple food. But it's not just rice facing dire circumstances. Cocoa is also in turmoil. Cocoa prices have surged to a 46-year high in New York due to concerns about poor cocoa crops in West Africa. Adverse weather conditions threaten to dry cocoa fields and reduce yields, particularly in the Ivory Coast, a major cocoa-producing region. The skyrocketing cocoa prices could translate to higher costs for chocolate companies like Hershey, intensifying concerns in the global food market. If you're a chocolate enthusiast, you might still find bargains at dollar stores, but they won't last long. Climate change poses a significant threat to cocoa production, with rising temperatures, droughts, pests, and diseases making survival difficult for cocoa trees. Studies suggest that over half of the world's cocoa-growing regions could become unsuitable for cultivation by 2050, potentially leading to a catastrophic shortage of cocoa beans and the extinction of some cherished chocolate varieties. The urgency to save the cocoa industry and the livelihoods of millions of farmers is paramount. Experts are calling for a global effort to invest in research, innovation, and sustainable practices. Failure to act swiftly could lead to a future devoid of one of our most beloved treats and a source of comfort for many. Additionally, meat prices are projected to soar in the coming months due to the devastating effects of bird flu and shrinking cattle herds in the U.S. The poultry sector is reeling from millions of bird deaths, while the cattle count has plummeted to its lowest level since 1951. This decline is expected to keep beef prices high for consumers, straining profits for meat processors and wreaking havoc on the meat industry as a whole. Poultry farms are in the midst of a crisis, resulting in a shortage of eggs, a staple ingredient in numerous food products and recipes. Egg prices have skyrocketed by over 50% in certain regions, prompting some supermarkets to enforce purchasing limits. This shortage has dealt a heavy blow to the egg industry, resulting in billions of dollars in losses and leaving many farmers struggling to stay afloat. The severity of the situation has driven some individuals to resort to extreme measures such as theft and robbery to obtain meat and eggs. Desperation has led others to gamble with their health by consuming expired or contaminated products. But why should we be alarmed? Back in 1951, with a population of 150 million, Americans managed their food supply adequately. However, with today's population of 331 million, there's barely enough beef to meet the demand for each person. Beyond mere supply and demand dynamics, there's an underlying agenda at play. The global elite advocate for reduced meat consumption as a solution to climate change. the director of the World Health Organization, has taken a firm stance against meat and traditional farming practices, citing their detrimental effects on human health and the environment. Food systems contribute significantly to greenhouse gas emissions and global disease burden, necessitating a shift toward healthier, more diversified, and plant-based diets. Are you ready for a future filled with soy and insects? This seems to be the direction proposed by researchers aiming to combat climate change. Some propose outlandish solutions, such as constructing a colossal umbrella the size of Argentina to block out the sun and mitigate global warming. While this idea may sound far-fetched, it has garnered attention and funding from various sources. However, experts warn of the catastrophic consequences such a project could entail. Blocking the sun's rays would disrupt natural ecosystems, jeopardize crop yields, and harm plant and animal life reliant on sunlight cues for growth and reproduction. The potential risks and unintended consequences of such drastic measures must be carefully considered before implementation. What if this colossal umbrella were to malfunction, break, or fall? How would we contend with the disastrous consequences such as ozone depletion, acid rain, or volcanic eruptions? Furthermore, how could we prevent it from becoming a weapon of mass destruction, exploited by rogue states or terrorists to manipulate the climate and sow chaos? These are critical questions that demand consideration before it's too late. Moreover, the ruling class has plans even for what we drink. Residents of Los Angeles, California, brace yourselves for the refreshing taste of water recycled from sewage. Starting this December, the California State Water Resources Control Board has greenlit a plan to recycle a staggering 60% of LA's sewage water, dubiously named toilet to tap. After undergoing treatment, the sewage water will circulate back into Los Angeles homes once it meets the city's purity standards. Sounds delightful, doesn't it? However, none of these elite-driven methods or plans seem capable of altering our current trajectory. We seem to be hurtling toward an era of unprecedented disorder in human history, and millions of Americans are nervously preparing for what lies ahead. A recent study revealed that a majority of individuals in certain regions of the US and Canada have taken proactive measures to ready themselves for potential societal collapse over the past year. In states like Maine, Nebraska, and Arizona, as well as provinces like Ontario and British Columbia, over 40% of people are stockpiling supplies such as food, water, fuel, and weapons in preparation for a major disaster in North America. However, many others remain oblivious to the looming danger, continuing with their daily lives without realizing the severity of the situation. There's a looming possibility that in the future, our purchasing options may be severely limited to essential items like food and supplies. A growing number of individuals are taking proactive measures, including constructing underground bunkers on their properties. According to Fox Business, clients of a USA bunker company, including government officials and White House staff, have expressed a loss of confidence in the government's ability to protect them. Some seek refuge from natural disasters like tornadoes or accidents, such as toxic train derailments, but the primary concern for many is nuclear warfare. The prevailing atmosphere is one of fear and anxiety, prompting individuals to invest millions of dollars in constructing their own underground sanctuaries equipped with all conceivable comforts. Despite reassurances from the elite, it's evident that they've relinquished control, and their systems are crumbling under the weight of escalating global events. If you haven't prepared for what's to come, I strongly advise you to do so, as 2024 is expected to be a significant turning point. Given the ominous outlook for America and the world, it's natural to wonder if there's any hope on the horizon. Are you prepared for the potential horrors that await in 2024?